Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8. We are on chapter 24. This is the last chapter in this canto. Does anyone remember what what we read yesterday?
Hare Krishna. We read that Lord told to Satyavrat Maharaj, King Satyavrat, that the lower, the middle, and the upper planetary system will be covered by water on the seventh day from today, and it will be a partial annihilation, and a boat will be sent by me, and then you can, with the Vasuki, you can as a string you can tie with my horn, and then I'll protect and then collect all the species. And because it's going to be very, very dark, so the effulgence of the rishis will cause the light, and then you collect all the living entities and herbs and you put there in that boat, and then God will protect. He will give a ride and he will protect it, and he will ride the boat until the night of the Lord Brahma ends. And then we were also told, so the Sukdev Goswami says that everything will be devastated. And actually, it's not the night of the Brahma. It's only that the Chakshusha Manu, um, it is just that the Brahma, due to the curse of Lord some Rishi, he he had that
No, no,
just had
no,
a feeling to sleep.
no, no. That
No,
was no.
during
He
the
was just
another
feeling
Manu.
sleepy. That was another during Swayambhuva Manu. Agastya Muni cursed him, and
Okay,
that's
okay,
why there
perfect.
was a partial dissolution that time.
Okay,
This time
okay.
is Lord Brahma is feeling sleepy, and so he's gonna take a bit of a sleep
Nap.
during his day.
Yeah,
It is the end of the Chakshusha Manvantar, and this is arrangement of the Lord.
Lord. Okay.
Krishna wants Satyavrat to see how this devastation happens. He wants him to experience this devastation.
Yeah.
So that's why it's going to happen
Okay.
this time, the devastation.
Then the Lord says that because of my favor and your inquiries, you will realize my glories, he said to Satyavrat Muni. And we can see that how Lord is giving favor to some, and it's all because the person is surrendered. So the degree of our surrender is that the degree of the Lord reveals himself to us. And so who wants to know more and more about the Lord, then he gives them knowledge, and by that knowledge he removes the ignorance, and so they can come to Lord and they can establish a relationship with Lord. And it all depends on what we desire. So that is where we ended.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. So we come to today's text 39. Ittam adishya rajanam
Itham adishya
आदिश्य
rajan
राजानां
harir antar dhiyata.
हरि
hari antaradhiyata
अन्तर्निधीयत
So vaikshata tam kalam
so navekshata tam kalam
सुवैश्वकालं
yam rishikesha adishat.
yam
यं
rishikesha
ऋषिकेश
adisha.
आदिशत्
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. After thus instructing the king, the Supreme Personality of Godhead immediately disappeared. Then King Satyavrat began to wait for that time of which the Lord had instructed. Astirya Dharban Prakulan
Astriya Darban
Astriya
Prakulan
Rajarishi Prag Udanmukha
Rajarishi
Rajarishi
Praka
Prakudan
Udamukha
Nishasada Hare Pado
Nishasada Hari
Nishasada Hare
Padaho
Padav
Chintayan Matsya Rupinaha.
Chintayan
Chintayan Matsya Rupika.
After spreading Kusha with its tips pointing east, the saintly king, himself facing the northeast, sat down on the grass and began to meditate upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, who had assumed the form of a fish. So now Satyavrat Maharaj, he's just waiting for the time to come. So in the meantime, he's meditating on Matsya avatar. Tata Samudra Udbela
Tatah Samudra Udvela
Sarvata Plavayan Mahim
Sarvata Plavayan Mahi
Vardhamano Mahamegher
Vardhamano Mahameghe
Varshadvi Samadrishyata.
Varshabdhi Samadrishyata.
Thereafter, gigantic clouds pouring incessant water swelled the ocean more and more. Thus, the ocean began to overflow onto the land and inundate the entire world. So, the gigantic clouds. We have heard that at the time of dissolution, it's a Samvartaka clouds that pour water. Yes, because everything is going to be filled with water. So, the ocean is overflowing now, coming onto the land, and the land is covered with water. So, what's going to be there will be a devastation up till the Svarglok. The much higher planets, they won't be devastated. They will still remain. Dhyayan Bhagavad Adesham
Dhyayan Bhagavat Adesham
Darshe Navam Agatam
Dadarshe Navam Agatam
Tam Aru Roha Viprender
Tam Aruroha Viprender
Ada Yaushadi Virudaha.
Adashau Rishi Virudah.
As Satyavrat remembered the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he saw a boat coming near him. Thus he collected herbs and creepers, and accompanied by saintly brahmanas, he got aboard the boat. Tam uchur munaya prita,
Tam Uchurum Naya
Naya Prita
Prita
rajan dhyayasva keshavam,
Rajan Dhyayasva Keshavam
Keshavam
savaina sankatad asmad,
Savaina
Savaina
Sankatat
Sankatad
Asmat
Asmat
avita shambhidhasyate.
Avita
Avita
Shamvidhasyati.
Samvidasyati.
The saintly brahmanas, being pleased with the king, said to him, O king, please meditate upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead Keshava. He will save us from this impending danger and arrange for our well-being. So nyudhyatas tato ragya
So
Sunyu
Nindyatas
Yastato Ragya
Tatoragya
adurashin maharnave
Pradurasi
Pradurashit
Maharnave
eka shringa dharo matsyo
Eka
Ekashringaro
Shringadharo
Matsyo
Matsyo
hemo niyuta yojanaha.
Hemo Niyuta Yojanaha.
Janaha
While the king constantly meditated upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, a large golden fish appeared in the ocean of inundation. The fish had one horn and was 8 million miles long. It's a huge fish. What was the color of the fish?
Golden.
Golden. And how long?
80
miles.
miles.
8 million miles long. Okay. And this fish, it had one horn. Nibhadya navam tachringe.
Navam touch string.
Yathokto harina pura.
Yatokto Harina Pura.
Rena hina tushtas.
Varatrena Hina Tushtas.
Tushtava madhusudanam.
Tustava Madhusudanam.
Following the instructions formally given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the king anchored the boat to the fish's horn, using the serpent Vasuki as a rope. Thus, being satisfied, he began offering prayers to the Lord. So he remembered what Matsya Avatar had told him. Shri Rajo Vacha
Shri Rajo Vacha
Vacha
Anadi Avatyopahatatma Samvedas
Anati Avidyo Pahatat
Apahatatma Samvidah
Samvidas
Tanmula Samsara Parishram Maturaha.
Tanmula Samsara Parishramaturaa.
Yatra Chayopashratayam Apnuyur
Yadraschayo Sritayamapnuyu
Vimuktidona Paramo Gurur Bhavan.
Vimukti Dona Paramo Gurur Bhavan.
The king said, by the grace of the Lord, those who have lost their self-knowledge since time immemorial, and who because of this ignorance are involved in a material conditional life full of miseries, obtain the chance to meet the Lord's devotee. I accept that Supreme Personality of Godhead as the Supreme Spiritual Master. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is actually the Supreme Spiritual Master. The Supreme Lord knows everything about the suffering of the conditioned soul, and therefore He appears in this material world, sometimes personally, sometimes by an incarnation, and sometimes by authorizing a living being to act on His behalf. In all cases, however, He is the original spiritual master who enlightens the conditioned souls who are suffering in the material world. So the original guru, the Adi Guru is actually Krishna. Yeah, all knowledge is coming from him. We can see in the four sampradayas also, it is the Lord who gives the knowledge to Brahma, to Lord Shiva, to four Kumaras, and Lakshmi Devi. That's how we have the sampradayas. And then Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lakshmi Devi, and the four Kumaras. Then they are giving knowledge to their followers. But the original speaker is Lord Krishna. And then we may think, oh, we are suffering here. Does not God know how much we are suffering? There's so much suffering in this world. He knows. He knows. That's the reason He time and time arranges. He comes Himself to give us the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Or sometimes He comes as His incarnations. Or sometimes He sends His very confidential associates to give us the knowledge that, this material world is not our real home. To tell us, wake up, sleeping souls. To tell us, go back home, back to Godhead. So the Lord is always busy helping the conditioned souls in many ways. Therefore, he is addressed here as Paramo Gurur Bhavan, the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who acts to spread the Krishna consciousness, is also guided by the Supreme Lord to act properly in executing the Lord's order. Such a person may appear to be an ordinary human being, but because he acts on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Spiritual Master, he is not to be neglected as ordinary. It is therefore said, Acharya Mam Vijaniyat, an Acharya who acts on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead should be understood to be as good as the Supreme Lord Himself. So the bona fide representative, sometimes Krishna sends his bona fide representatives to represent him, to give us this knowledge, this transcendental knowledge. And such a personality, he is a close associate of the Lord. So he's not an ordinary person. Just like we have embassies in different countries. For example, we will have embassy of India, say in Canada or in Panama or in America. So the ambassador, he's representing the president. He's not an ordinary citizen. Yes, this very important position given to him, and he's authorized by the President of India to act on his behalf in these different countries. Nobody can say, okay, I'm the ambassador. No, ambassador is appointed. So this is how we can understand that the authorized representative, the spiritual master, is not ordinary person. The Acharya. Sakshat dharittvena samasta shastrer uktastatha bhavayata eva sadbhi kintu prabhorya priya eva tasya vande guru shri charanarvindam. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has advised that the spiritual master, acting on the Supreme Lord's behalf, must be worshipped as being as good as the Supreme Lord, for he is the Lord's most confidential servant in broadcasting the Lord's message for the benefit of the conditioned souls involved in the material world. So in the Guru Vashtakam, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that the Guru should be worshipped as the representative of the Lord, as good as the Lord. Not that he is the Lord. No, there's still a difference, but he is worshipped as the most dear servant of the Lord, as good as the Lord. So this is the special position because he's giving us this transcendental knowledge. He's received this knowledge from the Lord and he's giving us this transcendental knowledge. He's been authorized by the Lord to give us this knowledge. So he's not an ordinary person. Why he is being worshipped in this way? Because he's a confidential servant. He's a servant of the Lord, confidential servant. So he's worshipped in this way. Lord Shiva also tells Parvati Devi when she asks him, what is the best worship? He says, worship of Vishnu. And then he says that even higher than worship of Lord Vishnu is that which is in relation to Lord Vishnu. So those are the devotees of Lord Vishnu. A worship, like how we are worshipping Tulsi Devi also. She's a devotee of the Lord. We worship her to get her mercy. The spiritual masters worship to get his mercy. Okay, is that okay?
Yes. So Satyavrat Maharaj is saying all this.
Yeah.
Right?
Satyavrat.
Rajo Vacha.
Yeah. He's saying
To the
that
rishis. Because they are there, right?
he's not saying to the rishis.
Then
offering this prayers. Now this Matsya avatar has come. This big fish
Okay,
has
so he's
come.
just offering the prayers.
He's offering to
Okay.
the Lord.
Okay.
He's offering to the Lord that it's by the grace of the Lord. It's by His mercy that we can get the association of the Lord's devotee. And he's saying, I accept that Supreme Personality of Godhead as the Supreme Spiritual Master.
Perfect.
So he's offering prayers. It's not mentioned, is he offering to the rishis specifically, but looks like he's offering to the Lord, right?
Yeah,
So,
he's offering it to Lord. Okay.
so Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bij. Lord Chaitanya also says, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva. Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bij. Lord Chaitanya says, we are wandering in the universe. By some good fortune, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, we get the Bhakti Lata Bij. We get the association of a devotee. So it is Krishna's mercy on us when we get the association of a devotee. Sorry. Chano buddho yamne cha karma bandhanaha
Jano buddhyo yamanij karma bandhana
sukhe chaya karma samihate sukham.
sukhe
Sukhe
chaya
chaya
karma
karma
samihate
samahite
sukham
sukham.
Yat sevayatam vidunoti asanmatim.
yat
Yat
sevayatam
sevayatam
mate
viduno
sanmatim
Granthim sabindyadridayam sano guruho.
Granthim
Vindhyam
sabindhadridayam sano
Sadhguru.
guruhu.
In hopes of becoming happy in this material world, the foolish conditioned soul performs fruitive activities that result only in suffering. But by rendering service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one becomes free from such false desires for happiness. May my Supreme Spiritual Master cut the knot of false desires from the core of my heart. For material happiness, the conditioned soul involves himself in fruitive activities, which actually put him into material distress. Right? Because we are here, we want to be happy. Now, to be happy, we are taking up all sorts of engagements, all material activities, saying, I'm going to do this, I will get happy. I will do that, I will get happy. But what happens? In fact, we get more and more distress. Because the conditioned soul does not know this, he is said to be in avidya or ignorance. So why do we continue doing it? Because we don't have knowledge. We are ignorant. Because of a false hope for happiness, the conditioned soul becomes involved in various plans for material activity. So we are thinking we will be able to find happiness in this material world. And that's the reason we are trying to search for it in different ways, in different species, by getting so many different senses, different sense objects. Sometimes in lower species, sometimes higher species. We are searching for happiness. Happiness that can actually satisfy us. So surely there is happiness in this material world, you know, but it is very little, not enough to satisfy us. We are the spirit soul, we are eternal. So the happiness we get here is temporary. And to experience that happiness, we have to take up a lot of endeavor. We have to work very hard to feel some happiness. So in this way, we are planning. I will do this, I will be happy, I will go there, I will be happy, I will eat this, I will be happy. So many plans we make. But what happens? We get more and more distress for ourselves. Here Maharaj Satyavrat prays that the Lord sever this hard knot of false happiness and thus become his supreme spiritual master. So Satyavrat, King Satyavrat is praying to the Lord. What is he saying? That cut my hard knot. Hard knot of what? False happiness. Because we are so attached to this material world. We are thinking somehow or the other we'll find happiness here. So Satyavrat Maharaj is praying to the Lord to help him cut this knot of attachment, of finding happiness in this material world, and thus become his supreme spiritual master. The Lord is the supreme spiritual master. He's the original speaker of the Vedas. He's the original knower of the Vedas. Is that okay?
Yes.
So he's saying, because of this fruitive mentality, we have this fruitive mentality that I want to enjoy the fruits of my activity. I will do this because I want to get this. And when I get this, I will be happy. So, and then he's going on to say that actually happiness can be only when one engages in devotional service. That one can actually give up all these desires for fruitive activity, all the material desires, by rendering service to Krishna. Only in this way can we get free from this. And he's saying false desires for happiness. False desire. Because it's not really happiness that we experience. There's enjoyment. There is enjoyment, of course, So but happiness is not there. So Satyavrat Maharaj is saying that it's only by engaging in devotional service. So cut the knot of false desires from the core of my heart. We have so many desires. There's so many desires in the core of our heart. Prahlad Maharaj also prays to Lord Nishinga when Lord Nishinga is saying, you ask me benediction. He says, then you give me the benediction that there be no material desire, even within the core of my heart. And deep into my heart, let there be no material desire. And here Satyavrat is also saying to the Lord, my dear Lord, you are my supreme spiritual master. You kindly cut the knot of false desires from the core of my heart. Okay, so going on. Yatse Vagneriva Rudra Rodanam
Yatsevaya
Varivrudroyodanam
Puman Vijayan Malam Atmanastamaha
Puman Vijayan Malam
Malam
Atmanastama
Atmanostamaha
Bhajeta Varnam Nija Esha Sovyayo
Bhaje
Bhajeta
Varnam
Varnam Nijam
Nij Esha
Ishto
Bhuyat Sa Isha Paramo Gurur Guruhu.
Bhuya Sa Isha
Saisha
Paramo
Paramo
Guror Guruhu.
One who wants to be free of material entanglement should take to the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and give up the contamination of ignorance involving pious and impious activities. Thus, one regains his original identity, just as a block of gold or silver sheds all dirt and becomes purified when treated with fire. May that inexhaustible Supreme Personality of Godhead become our spiritual master, for he is the original spiritual master of all other spiritual masters. In human life, one is meant to undergo austerity to purify one's existence. Tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam shuddhaye. So in animal life, we cannot do austerity. We cannot tell animal to do austerity. But as human beings, we can take up some austerity. And this austerity is meant to purify our existence, to understand I'm not the body, I'm the soul. Because of contamination by the modes of material nature, one continues in the cycle of birth and death. Karanam guna sangosya sad asadyoni janmasu. Therefore, the purpose of human life is to purify oneself of this contamination so that one can regain his spiritual form and not undergo the cycle of birth and death. So, right now, because the modes are binding on us, we are bound by the modes. Under the modes, we are thinking, I'm this body, I'm a man or a woman, I'm Indian or American, I belong to this family, this country, this nation. But actually, we are the soul. And like this, and because we are under the modes, we continue taking up one body after another. So, this human life is for us to prepare to get our original identity back, regain. Prabhupada is writing the word, regain our spiritual form and give up here this material life of birth and death. The recommended process of decontamination is devotional service to the Lord. There are various processes for self-realization, such as karma, jnana, and yoga, but none of them is equal to the process of devotional service. As gold and silver can be freed from all dirty contamination by being put into a fire, but not merely by being washed, the living entity can be awakened to his own identity by performing devotional service. Yat sevaya, but not by karma, jnana, or yoga. So, like when you do mining, we may find a piece of gold, but that gold still has impurities. So we need to purify the gold. We've taken the gold from the mine, so it is still some things, other things are mixed up with it. So how to get the pure gold? Put it in fire. We may try some other process. We may wash it, clean it with alcohol or something. Nothing's gonna work. The other metals will still remain. So what we have to do? We have to put it in fire. So similarly, the only way that we will be able to understand that I'm not the body, I'm a spirit soul, is by engaging in devotional service. Devotional service begins by hearing from Bhagavad Gita, by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We may say, I want to do meditation, I want to do Nishkam, karma, or I want to take up the process of doing the rituals gradually, taking up some kind of ritualistic performances, or I want to take up the process of philosophical speculation using my mind to understand I'm the soul. But that's not going to happen. Cultivation of speculative knowledge or practice of yogic gymnastics will not be helpful. It's only by devotional service that we will actually be able to understand I'm not the body, I'm spirit soul. The word varnam refers to the luster of one's original identity. The original luster of gold or silver is brilliant. Similarly, the original luster of the living being, who is part of the Satchidananda Vigraha, is the luster of Ananda or pleasure. Ananda Mayo Bhyasat. Every living entity has the right to become Anandamaya, joyful, because he is part of the Satchidananda Vigraha, Krishna. Why should the living being be put into tribulation because of dirty contamination by the material modes of nature? The living entity should become purified and regain his Swarupa, his original identity. So, why should we suffer? Here, Prabhupada is raising the point. Why should we suffer? That is a sign of intelligence. We just say, no, no, we have to continue living in this material world. But we have to think that why should we suffer? We want to be happy. And so, where is the real happiness? The real happiness is when we can reconnect ourselves to Krishna, because Krishna is the reservoir of all pleasure. We are thirsty, we want to drink water, we have to go to where the water is. So we want to be happy. Krishna is the original, he's the reservoir of all happiness. Krishna is Satchidananda, Vigraha. We are his part and parcel. So even we should be happy. So this he can do only by devotional service. Therefore, one should adopt the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is described here as Guru or Guru, the spiritual master of all other spiritual masters. Even though we may not have the fortune to contact the Supreme Lord personally, the Lord's representative is as good as the Lord himself, because such a representative does not say anything unless it is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, for example, we are in a foreign land, we need to contact the Indian government. We just go to the embassy, speak to the ambassador there. He has all the powers, right? So here, we cannot see the Lord directly, we cannot hear him, but we can contact his bona fide representative, the Acharya. Why? Because he's speaking the same, whatever Krishna is speaking. That's what Acharya is giving us. He's not speaking anything else. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore gives a definition of Guru. Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna Upadesh. The bona fide Guru is he who advises his disciples exactly in accordance with the principles spoken by Krishna. So one who is giving Krishna consciousness to others, he is a Guru. Lord Chaitanya is saying that. So the bona fide Guru is he who has accepted Krishna as Guru. So he's following Krishna's instructions. What is Krishna saying in Bhagavad Gita? When one is following that and one is teaching that, that is bona fide. This is the Guru Parampara system. The original Guru is Vyasadeva, because he's the speaker of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, wherein everything spoken relates to Krishna. So Shla Vyasadeva, he compiled for us. He recorded it for us. He's an incarnation of the Lord. He's empowered incarnation of the Lord. So therefore Guru Puja is known as Vyasa Puja. So to worship, to give this respect to Shla Vyasadeva, Vyasa Puja. In the final analysis, the original Guru is Krishna. His disciple is Narad, whose disciple is Vyas. And in this way, we gradually come in touch with the Guru Parampara. One cannot become a Guru if he does not know what the personality of Godhead Krishna or his incarnation wants. The mission of the Guru is the mission of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. So the Guru is very dear to Krishna. Why? Because he's working on behalf of Krishna. Krishna wants all of us to go back home, back to Godhead. Krishna wants all of us to become Krishna conscious. And the Guru is taking up this work on behalf of Krishna. And that's why he's so dear to Krishna. So this is the mission of the Supreme Lord. He wants everyone to become Krishna conscious. Because he was seeing us suffering in this material world. He wants all of us to be happy. He wants us to revive our original consciousness. Is that okay?
Yes. It's so deep, like every single line is so well connected. that if we have a question, it's all being clarified point by point.
Yeah, it's true. It is. So again, brings us to the, like, we are so fortunate to have the purpose here by Srila Prabhupada, to understand it, to understand Srimad Bhagavatam as it is. Okay, stop here.
Yeah.
Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you
Hare
all
Krishna.
for listening and